Sitting in this park around nature, I think of my blessings. I think there are a lot of things that we should be happy about in our life. Today, I think of my mother. My mother has been a huge influence in my life. I can think of several occasions where she influenced my thoughts, invested so much in my love, everything I have done, even in my profession. Everything I learned from her as a little boy, it has changed my life. I remember when I was a child, maybe I was around 5 or something, I used to go to temple holding her hand. Every morning around 5:30, she used to go to the temple and I followed her. In her simple life, she did some consistent things in absolute happiness. In silence, she cooked. She spoke very little. And all my life, I carried her love. She left me in 2010, but the love that she has given me, it will keep me going all my life. When I left for UK, I remember the day she came to the railway station, cried a lot, but she told me how much she loved me and how much she's going to miss me. I'm a truly spoiled child with my mother's food. I grew up eating, watching, and the devotion she had about food, which was something influenced me a lot. We used to have a family tea shop. When I was a child, my grandfather started long time ago. And we lived in a joint family. We had lots of people, lots of women, lots of children. In the joint family, they used to work to support the business. So a lot of background work, just grinding, cutting vegetables, preparing, the dishes. Just before the final dish was prepared, everything was done from home. So my mother, my aunts, they were all busy working for the restaurant. So I watched it as a child. But when we moved out into our own home, individual home, that's when I started to notice her small, simple cooking. That influenced me a lot. Though I was lazy and I didn't study too much about cooking, when I started the restaurant, I used all her advice. I used to call her, take her tips on how to cook, how to improve, how to improvise, and different methods and different ways of making chutneys. And she taught me so many different chutneys. And the most fascinating thing was when she came down to London to visit me. She was so proud, and I took her to my restaurant. And I showed her what I do, the people who supported us. And I remember cooking for her. That was the most fascinating thing for me. Cooking for my mother, and after tasting, she smiled and she appreciated. One particular dish, it's called urilnappam. It's made out of roasted black lentils. It's a Christian's delicacy, specialty dish. They used to, make it for Easter. And it's a typical village dish. I used to love her, the way she used to make it. The smell of that dish used to stay within us for days. If you make today, that can stay good for so many days, and that smell used to fill our home. And I was always a big fan of that particular dish. And she taught me how to make that. When she came to London, I taught her, I made it for her. And she was very impressed. And she was still, while eating, she was still looking at me like old times when I was a child. And I remember asking her, you are in great city of London, and you should be looking around to see all these monuments and all wonderful things in London. And I fondly remember her comment. She said to me, "We came all the way just to see you. Nothing else matters to us. London could be beautiful, it's like heaven, but we only came to see you." So that was a very sweet, lovely word. And I always think about it. And it has taught me so much about deep love, the bonding that we shared. And I learned to distribute that, not only to my siblings and all the friends, also to my customers. Every time people come through the door, she taught me, treat them like God-sent messengers. They bring good luck to you. They want to appreciate you. So look after them. Do your best to look after them. And listening to her, I always felt with every customer, I give them a piece of my heart. Every time they leave, they take me along with them. That feeling enriched my relationship with my customers. I want to thank my mother always as the biggest blessing in my journey. Whether it was in the village, whether when I started my travel, when I landed in London, when I started Rasa, in every bit of my journey, she was a big part of it. I remember when I left my village, they had very little money to offer me. But I remember she packed a big suitcase full of love. That love is going to last with me all my life. I'm giving enough and more to everyone I see. But at the same time, it has taught me a big lesson. How she interacted with me, my siblings, everybody we knew, everyone who came home. She had tremendous love that she shared with everyone. That's what made me a better person. I try to improve myself every day. I try to improve my habits, my behavior, to become a better human being, all because of her. So I value her investment in me and how I can make a difference in this world. Even to share this with you, that is the message. That is because of her constant telling to me to be a better person. When I left home, she never asked me to go and become successful. She only taught myself to be happy. She wanted me to be a happy person. And she always told me, you should be a better human being. What you contribute to this world is more important than what you make for yourself. And I have followed that advice every day, every time. When I wake up, when I start my day, I look at her face and I follow everything that she taught me. This has been my biggest learning and what I share with people.